You know, he knew what he was at. They kind of have a little similar game, I think. You know, kind of like the compact cue action, aggressive. You know, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid break to get things kicked off with as well. Straight down the middle. Yeah. And from initial outlook, I mean, a couple of things blocking each other off here, but which way would you go, Cormac?
I'd be going yellows here. I think there's only one problem ball really on the side. I think it might pinch into the middle, and you could use that as your last ball then to be on the black. So that'd be kind of where my head's at.
Let's see which way he goes here. He is looking at reds, so I don't know if he feels like he can attack the one at the top in a different way. Maybe that yellow's a bit too close to that left-hand side cushion towards the middle.
Possibly, yeah. It can be deceiving when you're looking at it from the camera angle.
But not the ideal start, immediately out of position. Just where he was hampered, obviously he was just trying to get through that cue ball, and he's had the white right on the red. So just opted to play an early safety. It's a clever place to put it. Obviously he's hidden any pots for Ryan, but Ryan will now get a bit of play at this table. He's just going to use the opportunity to remove the problem yellow. See the bottom cushion.
Sometimes I think a little bit of an exchange early in the game, you know, it gives you a bit of a feel for the table. It's kind of like you get a little bit of a warm-up really without doing much damage if you concede the first frame, you know.
It's another clever one from Scott, just almost half hitting that red to flick the yellow up into that red above it. But that's the thing, obviously the frames like this are going to eat into that match clock. We've got 12 frames to show you in this session, and then another 13 later on.
What time is the second session for this later? 3 or something, is it?
I think it's 4:15. I think it's slightly later on.
Okay.
Yeah, the second sessions do start.
So a bit of a slow start here, but nothing wrong. It'll give the boys the feel for the table. I think that's a good benefit from it, I reckon.
Yeah, so just to confirm that both the boys will be back on at 4 o'clock for their second session. Scott just getting that snooker, just getting a slight advantage, but Ryan's had a good bit of rub there. That white just going between the two balls and sitting on the bottom cushion.
Am I right in saying Scott won a Challenger Series?
He hasn't won on the Challenger, although
No.
he did win the Amateur Championships, which was live actually in Stoke.
Okay, yeah, because I did remember seeing him winning something. I wasn't too sure.
Earlier on in the year, he played, to be honest with you, he was the form player the whole way through and came up against one of Ireland's own, Greg Casey, in the final.
Alright.
Yeah, Greg didn't really get going in that final, but Scott just took advantage, and it was some field really going into that final event. Likes of Joe Prince were in the mix, Joe Nolte in the mix, and Scott came through all of them. I think he's a player that a lot of people have seen as being a top amateur for a long time. Obviously, age is on his side as well, being one of the younger players on the amateur tour.
Yeah, he's only 27, he was telling me last night.
Yeah, so
I thought he was a bit older.
See, I thought the opposite. I thought he was a bit younger, but as it is, I mean, it's felt like for a little while as though Scott has the chance to go pro. He's got the ability to, but he's just not quite.
How's he sitting in the rankings there? Can you get it up?
Yeah, we'll have a look. I want to say he's in around the 40s, 50s at the moment, but the form of the man would say otherwise.
He could have left a possible plant there. Yeah, a little fiddly, these shots, you know, they have to be really accurate, and he's leaving Scott to finish then if he don't get it, so.
Yeah,
I don't think he has much else of an option here, really. I think he just has to go game. I think it's about time one of them went 4 game as well, you know. I think sometimes they can psych each other out when they're kind of having an exchange, and then you can all of a sudden feel like, oh, I actually forgot you can go for the finish now.
Yeah, you almost go a bit too negative, don't you? Because you don't want to give it away, but Ryan's in this position where it sounds bizarre, but it's a great shot.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do.
But
making me eat me words.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, it feels like both boys are kind of getting to the position where they're almost putting their opponent in check a little bit. So it's not kind of they've written the game off, but they're leaving things awkward, but they keep just kind of finding their way out of it. At some point, one of them's going to...
I'm just having a little rally here.
I just didn't want to go in off there. Yes.
Still, though, can he get through to the 3-ball plant? Not sure. Doesn't look like it from there.
Yeah, because it's not a shot you can play with a bit of side, is it? Because you need that yellow to move.
No, but I think he might have the middle yellow, the lowest one on the table here, and then work back up with. No. Playing very reserved here.
Yeah, that shot's just probably added another minute onto the frame where that now needs to be moved by one of the players.
And these sort of frames will hurt the hardest, because after all the time and effort put into it, it can set a momentum then as well, so it can really sting you if you've done 10-20 minutes on a frame here. And it also feels like someone's outwitted you also, because they have, you know, rather than breaking and finishing against you, you can feel like, okay, well, I've done nothing wrong there, but it feels like kind of more deflating when you lose a proper like tactical exchange. I find it can make you feel like inferior if you let it.
I think Scott was trying to land with a position to screw into the red near the yellow, but landing hampered, couldn't get there. He has decided to attack this. This is now in a position really, Cormac, where he has to go a little bit more, because he's taken a few off the table now. He hasn't got the advantage of balls numbers.
Yeah, my intrusive thought is saying play the double here.
Yeah.
But I know in my head it's not kind of the right shot, but it is as well. I don't like playing doubles if I can avoid them. See, because of that.
Yeah, he got close, but it's rattled, and now he's passed that onus on to Ryan Pisani. Still isn't an easy out for Ryan. He's just got a little bit of working out to do with his kind of initial shot. Probably play twice across here. Oh, he's not got through that. Stuck to the side cushion. I think he can still see the one into the bottom left, but a lot trickier than he wanted it.
Just didn't ping off the way he was expecting it to, I think. That's what happened there. Just a reaction maybe from practicing on the outside tables. Slightly different.
Yeah, obviously it's a big factor, isn't it? I mean, how differently do the out tables play? From your experience, obviously, I mean, I know the tables often get redone, but...
Well, from a player's point, you know, it can be tricky. You know, you're constantly readjusting, but sometimes you just have to weather the storm. You can't let it get into your head, but... Yeah, you'd like consistency all the time, but, you know, it just doesn't happen that way, especially in pool events and stuff. You know, you're always going to different clubs, and tables play different, and, you know, possibly different cloths, different... whatever else, you know.
Yeah, Ryan finally got himself into perfect position, and that's going to see him take this first frame after 9.5 minutes. So it was a very long, drawn-out first frame, but Ryan Pisani will get the first one on the board.
You need more frames in it.
What's your nickname, Luke?
Prime time.
Oh, yeah. That's actually all right.
I've had about 3 or 4 across my time.
That's unfortunate, actually, because he's not went straight in off there. He's gotten kicked, so not put down to an unforced error.
Well, not even kicked off. I mean, kicked off, but I mean, look at the split as well. He couldn't have hit it much better. Now Scott's got a golden opportunity to...
I notice particularly when you're kind of screwing or stunning back in the back, if you have a touch aside when it's going towards the pocket, it just hugs that pocket so much more, and it doesn't kind of rattle at all.
An honest question for you, Cormac. Would you have gone yellows there? It just seems like the reds were out in the open and perfect to be attacked to, whereas he's got a couple on cushions here.
I would have went red, yeah.
Yeah, that seemed like a bit of a bizarre choice.
He's all right. Like, it's not a massive issue, but personally speaking, I would have preferred reds. I just feel like they're more kind of constructed together. Yeah, but he's totally good here.
Yeah, he's absolutely fine. He's gone through this quite quickly. This is the shot now, isn't it? Just make sure you get the gap.
Yeah, he has to top it off the cushion now, so he has to play an okay shot here. Yeah.
Perfect.
Just drip her in, pocket away.
And this is a very good response after getting dragged into a very un-Scott Pope frame, to be fair, in the last one. Yeah, very good. Ability-wise, break-wise,
yeah,
seems like he could definitely mix it.
He's looking good in the rankings, isn't he? With first two, he won one and got to the final. He was on for a double, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He lost the first one, but then he had a great win against Jake Dylan, didn't he, in the second one, to make up for it.
Then again, actually, to be fair, we have that discussion. We constantly mention...
He's another one, yeah.
We constantly mention how Jake Dylan Newlove should be pro, and to be honest, probably has had the opportunity previously, but...
Well, yeah, he's world finalist there, last year. So.
It's crazy, isn't it, that an amateur's been in a world final just like that. But Scott is starting to build up a head of steam here.
Yeah, all of a sudden now the finish looks very much on. Nice little shot just to push that out. He's got a lovely angle here. He's not dead straight on the cushion. Just stun and screw it out.
And this is exactly what he did during the amateur championships. When he got going, he got into a flow and he was taking out 3-4 in a row without really kind of batting an eyelid. And if he starts doing it here, Ryan Pisani has got a handful. Maybe just wanted to be an out straighter on this, but I think he's fine.
That one, I suppose. He's okay. Maybe just be the slippy claw a bit, catching him.
And to put into context, Scott Pope was 1-0 down 2.5 minutes ago. And I think also the other one that I think's really stood out so far this year that I think will make a difference as well is Chris Day. Okay. I think Chris has been so consistent this year that I think this format will really suit him. So Chris would be my outside pick, and I think obviously the obvious pick would be Tom.
Chris, world finalist to Ronan 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Was, yes.
Yeah, and Ronan after going again and doing it.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I mean, Tony Holgate had him as his pick at the last Pro Series because he went on that great run, beat Chris Mellin, took out Ian Alley in that decider after being a long way behind in that match as well.
Who was this, sorry?
Chris Day.
Okay.
And there's just signs that, as I say, with the years that he's having, that there is a final in him. But
again, he's one that I've not watched a lot of, but I'm aware of his results. I just haven't physically really looked at his game too much.
You strike me as the kind of player, Cormac, that when you're off the table, as much as you enjoy it, you don't kind of get dragged into it too much.
No, not really. It kind of takes a certain game or a certain player maybe to get me to watch a full game. Like, I'd watch maybe the local lads if they were playing Stevie or Carl, or I'd watch a bit of Mick when he was back a couple of years ago, or was it last year? Year before? Last year. I kind of have me standout players that I kind of look at more so. That just kind of grasps your attention a little more. But yeah, kind of, and it's no disrespect to you know, lesser players or anything. It just kind of, I like to limit my time with pool because I feel like if I put too much time on and off the table with it,
Oh, Scott.
Ooh,
Wow.
that has.
Do you
I
know
don't think
what?
that should have dropped.
He just threw in a bit of a fast one there because he was kind of on the sprint round the table. He's very lucky that's dropped in.
But yeah, going back, just I just like to be efficient with me enthusiasm, because I feel like if you're doing too much and you're watching too much and playing too much, you know, you can burn yourself out a lot. I've had that, so I like to kind of have all my enthusiasm put out there when it means something in a match or a competition or whatever it is, you know. And I just like, even with practice, like I'm not a big practicer as I was years ago. That's a bad miss.
I think he was just a bit worried about coming high on the red, which actually wouldn't have been an issue, but yeah, that miss may cost him. He was on such a good run there as well. Opportunity now for Ryan Pisani to get a foothold back. I can give you the scores on the doors now. Sorry, there was a bit of a technical error on my phone. Brian Halkrow and Jake Dillon Newlover at 5 apiece. Brian's come back in that. When we go on to next table, Matt Cook is 8-2 up against his seeming counterpart, Ray Cook.
Ryan's in a nice position here to just do the loss of turn and just leave him hooked.
Yeah.
And he's total control of the frame.
Yeah, this is the thing. He's just got to make sure he definitely covers that right-hand side of the ball.
Yeah, well, the only thing here is just it's the one cushion escape, really, and he's guaranteed a shot on the black, so...
That 8 does stand tall in this shot, so is he going to have to kind of throw it in with a little bit of side? And
I think you've got a good guide here. I think it'll just be natural here, just before the 8, so you've a decent guide to get in around where you need to be. Just miss it. Yeah, ooh, wasn't
it's
too
a
far
good
off.
effort. Yeah, so good opportunity now for Ryan. There's 2 yellows on the right-hand side, though. He's still got work.
Yeah, be touching up the plant here first, so every other shot other than that isn't...
I was going to say, would you maybe be tempted to play the plant and maybe try and throw the white into the yellow below the middle?
I don't think it'll take. I don't think it'll check. It'll skid off.
He did go for it.
Yeah, just that touch.
Still got a good position here, though, where he can potentially play this and play the gap again of the 2.
He could nudge into this, but he doesn't have to. Yeah.
He did. Only thing is now he's running out of balls a little bit, isn't he?
Personally, there, I think I would have just landed between the 2 there and just took them up either rail, you know, just... Your plan set out, when you start moving balls that you don't really need to, you know, you have to constantly keep improvising.
Doubling
Cross
onto
double.
the yellow. Cross double.
He's not playing the snooker, is he? Oh, I think that's a good negative. He's fine here, but...
Do you think maybe Ryan's being a little bit too reserved?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, to be honest. And I don't think it's the right approach. You have to go for the jugular, as they say.
Yeah, Scott did make contact with that before the cushion, so it is legal, it is fine, but...
That's my attitude anyway. I believe, you know, if you want to win big, you have to be able to take them on full hard.
Yeah, this is now Ryan Pisani's opportunity to get his second frame on the board.
Yeah, like it's worked out, but more times than not, you know, especially when you're playing against a top level opponent, they're going to punish you for it the odd time, and it will sting because you'll be thinking to yourself, why didn't I go for it? Percentage play, you kind of bring more in like one frame team pool, I'd find, with like them sort of shots, because you're kind of, your teammates are involved and stuff like that. But I think when you're kind of playing a long race, you can tend to kind of, just let yourself slightly loose, I think.
Yeah, I think it's momentum a little bit as well, that you're not giving yourself that momentum every time you feel like you're playing safe, just to kind of technical out frames. And okay, Ryan's 2 apiece here, but if you looked at it from 2-all and went based off of the form so far, who would go on and win, you'd probably favour Scott.
I played the winner of Chippy and Jamie Graham this evening.
Is there any preference there, or if you'd prefer the amateur or prefer Chippy?
Don't really care, to be honest, but I suppose Chippy would kind of make you... No disrespect, obviously, to Jamie, but, you know, Chippy might make me kind of, like, step my game up a little more because he's obviously, like, a household name. But in reality, no, don't really care who I play, to be honest.
Great break from Scott again, but he's not really been given a nice opener, but that is a great opening pot.
Perfect.
He's managed to form those two yellows as well that were awkward into a plan. And he's actually opened up the frame here. So good opportunity for...
4-0 to Jamie Graham.
He's off to a flyer, isn't he?
Might have to keep my eyes peeled on that.
Wanted to make a more full contact than me with that. You can still pot this. You probably play it off the yellow. I don't know. Just to kill the white a little bit more. I don't know if that's really an option for him.
Yeah. I think he has to tuck it up here. He's got to be careful as well because it's fiddly.
What did he hit?
Yeah, no, he's hit it. Yeah, he's just... I could see that happening a mile away with the gap. So I think just stun this back slightly, and yeah, they're all there.
I think this frame might help Ryan out now that he's at the table, because it's the kind of frame that he's forced to attack. Might just help him get into that mindset a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, great opener.
Just run this through now, and he's in the business end.
Should be absolutely fine. Maybe a roll short of where he wanted to be, but...
Yeah, just screw over to the side cushion here.
Just deciding which way he wants to go with this. You've got to be careful bounce outs with these.
I was just gonna say I hate them shots because it's like you just fear the worst. It's like don't pop out, don't pop out.
In the end, very good from Ryan Pisani. And Scott just misjudging that shot to cannon the yellow has cost him. Obviously, leather's not the cheapest thing in the world. But secondly, would it also be because of the fact that with a bit of leather on the table, it would add that bit too much thickness? So obviously, for the size of the balls going in, it may kind of promote pop-outs anyway because there's less space for that ball to drop with momentum behind it. I don't know if that's maybe a factor, but they're the two things I'm thinking of.
Yeah, you'd have to get on to the manufacturers.
Obviously, we do have a new table sponsor coming into play later in the year. Rasson obviously formally announced that they believe their table obviously doesn't provide those bounce outs. It'll be really interesting to see how they come into play in September, I believe they come in.
Yeah, that's what I was told at the next Pro Series event in Blackpool, actually. So I'm not too sure if they're getting one in J-Max. New club open in Ireland, obviously. Stevie Dempsey, one of the pros, is one of the co-owners of that. They've actually gotten a Chinese 8-ball table in that club, but I'd be interested now to see if they'll bring in the Rasson table for the arena, just for them reasons.
And this feels like an opportunity that Scott Pope needs to take out. He had that momentum at 2-1. He's just lost it a little bit, so doesn't want to start seeing Ryan run ahead of him and almost kind of sieve this match out. I I think he's okay here. I'm very surprised he's not taking that yellow, but...
So what's the crack later then? If they neither get to 13, it just stops then after the 50, is it? And then whatever the score is, it's ended.
Whatever the score. Obviously, if it ends in a draw, I believe we still do have that 6-red shootout format.
Okay.
But obviously, in a race to 13, it feels that little bit less likely. I think Scott's just got enough angle here just to come away from the cushion and leave himself nice on the final yellow. Yeah, very good. Yeah, this has been a good sign as to why Scott has been heralded as one of the top amateurs for a long time. That ability to respond is there. And he's not phased by Ryan either. You know, and that's almost Cormac, that's a very weird sign of somebody being very settled out there, just asking the cue ball to be cleaned. Sometimes you just kind of want to rush in and get the ball potted and get on with the next one, but...
Yeah, I think both of them look okay, to be honest with you. I think it's just because it's kind of been a slog that there's been no real pressure put on either of them, so I think they're both fairly relaxed.
We are into a 1-2-8 format, races to 13 across 2 sessions. That break has been ridiculous so far.
Yeah, he's crunching very nicely. Then again, he was lucky with the cue ball because it did run close.
It's all going to be... I'm going to figure he's going to take yellows here.
The red goes by the yellow and the closest to the top cushion. I would have been going reds there, but
I think
probably
from
doesn't.
I think looking at the overhead, I don't think it does.
Oh, just died on him there a bit. I think he can pinch this though, where he can kind of. He can, yeah, he can miss the red hair left hand side. Don't think he even needs to pinch the pocket. No, he's fine. If that yellow can drop maybe half ball past the red, it'd be very ideal, but it could be a bit too risky. Might not even go. Oh, we got the overhead. No, it doesn't.
I think he's left himself the one to the top left.
I'm not too sure it goes. Does it?
If he's on it, he's perfect.
Is
I
he
think
playing a touch aside with? Yeah.
Oh. It's tight, isn't it?
Extension called.
Is it maybe because he's got a slight bit of angle on it as well? He doesn't want the white running off to the left-hand side. That's sort of a factor, but yeah, he's changed his mind. Tricky shot in the middle pocket now.
Yeah, I think he's just going to run it around for the same pocket. No
Short.
legs.
Way short. Has he maybe got the yellow now to the top right? No. So now he's looking at playing off of the red into the right middle pocket.
Yeah, where's the cue ball going though? Because
he might try and dig this with a bit of left-hand side. Yeah. Yeah, this tariff has just gone very high up in this finish. Oh, that's
yes.
brilliant. That is brilliant.
It's worked out lovely. Couldn't ask so much better there.
Yeah, Scott Pope, that's class. It just felt like that clearance was just starting to get away from him a little bit. But as it is, a brilliant recovery shot has given him the 7th frame.
Has either of them went to a head? No.
Yeah, let's have a look at this again. He's played it with left-hand side to hold the white. He almost swerved it into the cushion.
Do you reckon he was trying to hold for the middle, or where he was playing it there at the bottom?
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but
I'd
be very interested to chat to him after and find out exactly what he meant. Yeah, and now Ryan crunches the cut break.
Oh yes.
I mean, how often do you make 4 off a cut break? Can't hit that much better. Has he been nice with the layout though?
Yeah, I think he can just touch into that red, maybe push the yellow up towards the middle, or he could just touch it away that it does go to the middle.
He's looking at yellows. So
Actually, you know what? I think he can track up for the middle pocket here and maybe track it down then to the right bottom. He's played what I said there, but I think if that yellow that he's on now to the middle pocket could have went to the right bottom originally, I would have went straight up for it. But
and just played the short position on it.
I think he's still okay here because he can get back around to it. If this doesn't go to the middle, it definitely goes to the right bottom now. You know, from the one off the left middle.
To be fair, if he does go for it now, just play it with a hint of left-hand side and just flick off the red, and you will be in good position.
Yeah, he's good there.
Has he potted it? Yeah, it's just going to dip in. Yeah, very good.
So ideally, he wants to come up and back out of balk and land in around where the yellow is, where the point of contact is. Because he don't want to be doing too much with that last ball. He just wants to get straight on it for the black.
Oh, it looks very good. Oh, he's just a roll short, isn't he?
Yeah, he might have to tread through the gap now and bring it off the bottom cushion and back out. Don't think he can quite pinch into the red.
I think he's fine. Yeah.
Drop it dead weight for the black in the middle.
Yeah, it's just good. Yeah, that's the thing. It's landing on the 8 that's the issue here. It's not so much the pot.
Yeah, he's wanted to be straight on that.
Yeah, this is tricky. Let's go try and stun into it, maybe. Yeah.
He's played that very well.
Very good.
Full marks for that.
Yeah, now we're starting to see both players attacking a bit more and back-to-back dishes. Scott Pope on the break, 19 minutes to go, 4 frames to go.
Has there been a break and finish yet?
Yeah, they've just done back-to-back, so...
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah. It's first time in the match, Scott Pope comes up dry. Opportunity now for Ryan Pisani to potentially get that break on him. The layout's not pretty. Reds are doable. I think I'd slightly prefer them just because that yellow's isolated on the top cushion, but...
Yeah, I think I'd prefer reds here a little. Play the one to the bottom and then just come around the back of the yellow, back around for the other two to go into the same.
Well, what do we know? It's always the way. If you call the ball, somebody goes for the opposite. But he has decided on yellows, so it will be interesting to see what he does with that yellow now.
That yellow I don't think goes to either pocket at the top. That's
Well, actually, just looking at it from the overhead, has he got the in off of the other yellow? Especially where he is now.
yeah. Yeah, you can touch off it.
That does change things.
Because he has such a wide angle at it now, it makes it extra difficult.
He's going for it.
Yeah.
That was tough.
I think I'd be playing the loss of turn now straight away. Load the left hand side off the one and leave him glued into the other yellow. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so this one up. Yeah, no, this is the right shot. Very good. Because you leave Ryan in a position now where the only yellow he can see is the one that he's not going to want to move.
Long plant. Could take it on these buckets.
I was going to say, how many times out of 20 are you knocking that in? If you're going to call it, that must be what, maybe 0.5 in 20.
On an
like
outside table, 1. On these, maybe 5.
Tell you what, he made a good effort of it though. He's managed to get the cover on the pocket towards the bottom left. The only thing is, I think Scott now might have a big pocket with the red down the rails. So should he choose to go that route, or fancies getting in behind it a little bit more. There's a potential route to open the ball up, but there's 2 reds just below the 8 spot as well. Also will offer that option.
So he's playing off the cushion here to move the yellow.
Does it make it more difficult playing it off the cushion?
No, it's a bigger pocket. Well, if you hit it right. He's just caught it 2 in the face off the cushion.
Yeah, bit of disappointment there for Scott, but not all at loss. Has still got the coverage on that pocket. Ryan's trying to work out what he
Hardly
can do with it.
squeezes by, do you reckon? No.
Does, but then you've got to generate the power on the cue ball as well to get out again. So is it?
I reckon it could squeeze off it. No,
He has just opted for lost the turn, but I think he's left Scott the plant.
He has. And he's left him on the finish also.
Yeah, not the best out from Ryan Pisani. Only thing is, we're digging this. Could potentially lose one of the reds. Couldn't have played it any better.
That was well controlled.
Once again, it's just one of those positional shots where you've got to thread a gap. Just landing on that one towards the top left will be his problem.
Yeah, you can just punch this out. Too short.
He's not ideal, is he? I think he can just pinch this.
Yeah, it's one of them kind of draggy stun shot. No, sorry, kind of. It's fiddly.
The thing is, it's not just getting the gap and landing on the red, it's giving yourself an option to land on the 8 as well, because...
Ah, no, he can get loads into it, actually.
Oh, he's perfect.
See, that's reaction off the balls. They're just so pristine, you know.
Or is he
So
perfect?
clicky and snappy off them.
I love it, especially, yeah, you get that immediate reaction. There's no... Obviously, on some of the older styles, if you play with like older balls, sometimes they kind of stop, then start. And
There's not a chance in a million years you would have got that, you know. Yeah, with the older balls.
I think all Scott needed was to be a millimetre straighter here, and it would have been an easy screw back. But as it is, I think he's got to try and top through on this. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, see, it's just that they don't take off the cushions well when you're trying to put anything on the cue ball, I find.
Yeah, this is now a big double. Oh, has he fluked it?
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Look how much that's straightened out, that he's nearly trebled it.
Yeah. Good opportunity now for Ryan Pisani. Yeah, that one just got away from Scott a little bit. As I say, just that millimetre thick, like straighter on that red into the top left, and he would have been absolutely fine, but...
I reckon he might play the long one, but to the left of it, that he's leaving him stuck to the left side, snookered. Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Right shot, that.
I mean, Scott's got nowhere with this 8 ball, really. I think this might be a bit of a hit and hope in terms of trying to find an area. He's got to hit it first, in all fairness.
That's
But
the thing. If he had went for the long ball there and not gotten it, he's just giving him a free whack at the black, really, if it doesn't go by the...
could you maybe
yellow.
try and go 2 cushions, come in behind the 8 and
Yeah,
punch it?
he's got to hit it hard, though, because if he don't, it's going to miss it. Ooh.
He's made good contact. And you might have had a result. I think
It's
that's
just made it a little more awkward, but he's good here because he can just land high on the yellow into the middle and just get down for it.
That's the thing. I think it's just one of those that you just want the player to earn the finish at this point. You know, obviously if you just give it away and foul, then
The two either ends of the table here and just land high on. Yeah, he can just. He's got so much area here that he can just stun or screw out.
he's just going to have to judge the next one nicely. But he's got a little bit more angle than would have liked.
Yeah, he wanted to be more straight on that because now it's really delicate.
Would you almost be tempted to? Would you be tempted to play into it?
I'd be kind of pinching the pocket slightly to deaden the. Oh,
Well, he's
yeah,
just decided not to go for it at all.
Fair enough.
This might sound like a bit of a cheeky exhibition shot, but almost do a reverse cocked hat and put the 8 in the right middle.
I don't think he's got anything else on really. He's also got, if he's coming off like kind of the 2 to come off the bottom, that yellow hitting off it, then that could put the black somewhere, but no, he's not.
Well, he's hit it again.
Yeah.
He's got movement on it again. Yeah, nothing doing this time though.
This is going towards the pocket, so he has to land nice on this. This isn't just straightforward. Because the black's in his way, so he has to play it. See what I mean?
Oh, hello. Yeah, don't know. Oh,
He's got away with
he's
it
been
though.
lucky. Mind you, I don't think he's got any angle to get away from the cushion, so there is
Yeah, I
still a
reckon
shot to play here, but
he just has to take his medicine here, and it's not straightforward because he's got a big black to take on.
is he just going to leave himself in the pocket? He tried to. He's actually, to be honest, probably left himself in the most awkward place.
It just cues it.
Yeah, this 8 ball for an important frame for Ryan Pisani. Both players had opportunities.
A good job, Sean.
Oh, he's missed it.
Mm.
Oh, has he left it?
No. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah. No, he's not got a touch.
Wow.
Imagine. Oh.
Well, I mean, in the context of this match, this frame could be huge. And Scott Pope is going to take it. That's a big miss from Ryan Pisani. It's got to be said. Time for Ryan to pounce back. Oh, no.
1.5 for ball.
And he's hit another good cut break. That's a disaster, really. And is this going to be the opportunity now for Scott Pope to finally go 2 clear? Not an easy layout.
No, again, scrappy. Even the 1 or 2 dishes that we've seen, they were still a little messy, and they had to take their time with it. There hasn't been a quick fire frame yet, really, has there?
Would you take the red out in the top end now and leave yourself that free ball plant to then put all your work in the bottom end?
Yeah. Yeah.
Red ball's in play.
It's one of them 3 ball plants. You want to come down with it though, because you want your last ball to be the one in the middle to get on the black. So you want the right middle here guaranteed. Well,
Very good. Had to make sure that yellow went out of the way.
Again, just has to be careful here that if he's dropping it, he has to just kind of pinch the pocket maybe to land straight, that he can run it through. If not, he'll have to land low and maybe try stun it hard off the side cushion.
Yeah, you can't come high here. That is the absolute not do.
He could also top it through and then play it into the same pocket he's also potting it in here. But yeah, he's playing it safe. Less is more, as they say.
Is he a little bit low? Just looking from the overhead, he looks slightly low, but
I think he can just top it through to find the gap. Yeah.
very good.
Yeah. Nice, tidy little finish this'll be.
He's just got to dot the I's and cross the T's here. Just don't do anything silly with the last couple.
It's more like it.
Yeah, very, very good from Scott Pope. One thing that will help Ryan, though, is that Scott has seemingly lost his break.
And
Last
these
couple have
yellows
gone-
look very nice.
Yeah, last couple have just gone dry, haven't they?
Well, yeah, he's got no work to do here other than just tracking every ball. He's not going to move a thing.
Yeah. Big visit in the context of the game, this for Ryan Pisani.
Yellow balls in play.
Immediately just leaves himself slightly awkward just on that cushion.
Yeah, he's okay. He can drop this and then get back on it with the other one to the left. If it's...
Oh, if the bottom one passes, then that really helps. Yeah.
He's not nice on this one to get on the other one.
Yeah,
He might have to reroute. Yeah, so...
He's left himself slightly low on this to come up for it again, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's playing this one long now. So... just one big pot here, really. Land nice and, yeah. Should be getting the finish. Yeah, played.
Yeah, very good.
Nicely played. Got the little angle on it too to come down. So just stun it in around the blue spot.
Just see him
Drop,
right.
drop, drop.
Yeah.
Great.
Very good. And we are going to see the conclusion of all 12 frames in this one. Yeah, so what the referee was just communicating there was obviously that the match clock may have gone, but they are still on the shot clock for the final frame of the session. Just obviously to avoid hearing the bleeps. Obviously, because this match doesn't come to a conclusion here, it comes to a conclusion later on. We don't have that 15-second shot clock, and we don't really have the need for the...
You know what? I don't think either yellow goes to that left middle. When you look
Attention
at it.
call.
Yeah, they are both blocked off.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit ludicrous, but he has got a 4-ball plant if he wanted to
I was
get
just going to
there.
say, if he had played that the way he did, but kind of just
Yeah, balls in
landed on
play.
the same yellow, he could have popped it off the side and touched into the red.
Yeah, this is as awkward as it gets, really. And it's one of those frames that if you go for it and miss it, you're going to be leaving Scott the absolute world for the rest of the frame. But that might have done him a favour, to be honest, missing that early. Scott maybe seeing 3-ball plant, loss of turn.
I'd be trying to play the loss of... I'd be trying to get in around that kind of left centre of the table to play that loss of turn and even kind of over on the right.
That's a
Yeah,
very,
that works. Yeah.
very good loss of turn.
That's actually better than what I thought.
And that is tactical advantage now to Scott Pope.
cross double. I don't think he can avoid the double kiss here. No. Yeah, I suppose. Kind of keeps him in the frame. Not much options there, to be honest.
It's very risky, but could Scott go for it?
He could, yeah. He could, because if he doesn't get it, the black's still, you know, blocked off at that pocket. So I think he kind of he can play it with a bit of slight freedom.
Because the way that I'm looking at it, he keeps looking at this red that's closest to the two yellows towards the left middle. If you drop that in dead weight into that top corner, if that drops, then I can't see Scott missing the clearance.
I think I'd be going. I would have been going game here, yeah. The one to the left top.
See, that felt like
He knew he was kind of playing the wrong shot, and he felt like I think he was cowering away from it a little, and it put him off the shot, I thought.
yeah, because he looked at it once or twice, and it felt like the shot. As I say, all the other balls were in the open and pottable, whereas that pot, okay, if you make it, you've kind of opened up a couple of reds, but you still got to get rid of your problem ball.
Yeah, he was opening the whole game up for him, but there was the reward was just as high.
Does Ryan think he can sneak this in the middle? Even if he can, I don't really see how he...
Can he pinch just missing the red? I don't. He can't play it off it. Ooh.
Yeah, that was the only thing. It was that the yellow that he was knocking into was always going more safe. And not being able to see the one at the bottom either, he's just opened up the frame for Scott. See, in a weird way, Scott almost went too defensive and Ryan's gone too attacking here. The polar opposites. Is he trying to
Treble?
double?
Oh, I thought he was looking at the treble because the kind of big pocket on the right middle, you know.
Yeah, Ryan got a little bit desperate there, but I think he's had a result. That yellow sitting on the red just keeps him alive in the frame.
He's in the driving seat here. Yeah, he can take his time because there's no clock on or no.
Not the best from Scott, didn't want that to sit on the cushion, but still okay.
Just tip it out into open play, leave him bottom cushion, yeah. Best he can do. And he's also leaving himself the angle to get into it if he does be left on it. I'm not too sure about this.
That's pretty good because it forces Ryan into playing that yellow on the
I thought it was risky though, because if he had potted it, you know, he don't want to be there, and then he could have also left him on that yellow. But he's gotten the result.
I think it depends how you feel on the table, I suppose. If Scott wasn't as confident with the weighting of the table, he probably wouldn't have played that, but I like that attempt from Ryan, even though it hasn't come to fruition. He saw that he could play yellow off red towards, throw it towards that corner. Didn't really have any other options. When that yellow's come across, actually, once again, he's just got that one blocker that's just keeping him in the frame a little bit. But Scott is now...
He can get on it pretty okay here. The one to the right bottom, or he can even use the little plant into the middle just to get it on the left bottom.
Yeah, this is the one where Scott's got to go, isn't he? Once again, having the cue ball cleaned.
He could even drop this in to the middle here where he is, and then take the top red all into the left bottom, and then for the same one. But yeah, he's got a few ways here to go about.
I did like your way slightly better, just because it got you onto the bottom red early. Then again, what do I know? You just play it off the red. Perfect here.
Yeah, he's probably just dropping a little low, but he should be fine. If he might have to top it through a bit to kind of... No, he's going to screw back. Yeah, I didn't like that. No, I did not like that.
He was a bit jabby at it as well. That was the other thing. That's why that cue ball's jumped. This is nasty because you've got to play this with side, but you've got to play it dead weight, almost with drag. got it.
Oh, he's gotten the result. Can't
And
away with it.
a very good result for Scott Pope. Ryan Pisani maybe just let that one get away from him. But overall, this one is still going to go close in the second session. It's been myself and Cormac Kerr for this one. We will be back with you in just a minute.
Yeah, it might be a completely different second half now. First bit earlier was a little on the slow side, but this could be different now. Hopefully, anyway. Decent break from Scott there. Into the cup break, one of my favourites. Initial thought, obviously, yellows here.
Extension call.
They're all nicely out of the open. I think the only potential issue I could see is with the 8-ball if you didn't deal with it properly.
It's just that right red beside closest to the black. I'm not quite sure it goes to the right bottom. If it can go through that gap, then I would be going red.
Red balls in play.
I think Scott believes so.
Unless he's going to get back around to it, he might have to clear out that pocket with the red below it. Yeah, he might be doing that now.
Yeah, I'm going to figure that red goes clean. Because he's got a good angle if he wanted to come back round and play it with the next shot. He's just had a look at it there. Yeah, there you go, he's played on it straight away, so I'm going to figure it flies past.
Yeah, you can leave the one to the left bottom here now as his last ball if it needs to be.
Is he just a little bit the wrong side of straight?
Yeah, he could be.
I just think it would be easier, wouldn't it, to come up and play for the one to the top right first. Well, unless he's obviously going to take it out now.
He's okay. He can still kind of come up behind the black for the one in the middle. Don't need to. He's obviously coming away from his work, but you know, the red's fairly in the pocket, so.
Yeah, I think he just settled for the wide angle there, didn't he? Just to get the white up.
Oh,
Oh, just play it off the yellow.
fair enough.
Yeah, he's going to be fairly close to the cushion with the 8-ball, but I think he can get it just about away from the cushion enough to make it comfortable.
I reckon just take your medicine, just stun it in and just back yourself. Don't try anything too fancy.
Well, he
Give
committed
that a
there.
thump.
But actually, this is a really important finish to get this second session kicked off. And for the first time, there's a free frame gap between both players, and Scott Pope's got it. So important break now for the P.
That white was going close as well.
Nothing doing either. Has Scott got a good finish here? He's got a decent chance on yellows because he can see the one into the right middle.
Yeah, and those reds plant also, so. Yeah, I think yellows is the only ball that really goes here. Anything else he's playing, you know, it's a bit of a wild shot.
Is that to roll on? I think he's okay.
Has he got the angle where he can slightly punch down?
It would be ideal.
You could just screw back maybe, but you have to land nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He's got a little bit of angle on it to use the bottom cushion if he wishes to.
The two that he's going to clear up now, he'd like them as his last two because the black's the easiest to get on then, you know, from them.
Not the biggest fan of that. He tried to run it off with a load of side. Just felt like on this table you could kind of almost punch it with a bit of topspin instead and probably get closer to your target. Yeah, this is a fiddly little one into the middle pocket for Scott.
angle.
Beautiful shot, and he's landed plumb on the yellow that's above the red.
Just drop this one in the middle of the tree and take the one to the left top, and then leave himself the natural angle off the one that he's closest to now to get back over for the black. Anywhere around the brown spot on the snooker table. And he's fine.
Yeah, poor couple of balls these for Scott. You just don't want to come too high here, Cormac, do you? And leave yourself near a near straight angle, because otherwise it does make it tough to come out for that 8 ball and land nicely.
Yeah, because then he's punching it across. You just want it to not fall natural.
So that's a slow. It's not bad.
He has to be careful here because this can just die on him slightly with it being a little straighter than he wants. So just make sure he hits it. You see what I was telling you? Just nearly.
Just got there.
Just, yeah.
But you can see it wanted to stop on him, but yeah. Well, Ryan Pisani needed to come out here and do some damage early doors, and as it is, he's not had a chance at the table. Scott Pope has quickly mopped up the first 2 frames and opened up at 9-5 lead.
Cup broke the last one. I think he's cup broke. Yeah, this is his second break this session.
Whoa, saved by a yellow there.
Yeah, he's got no out with that one.
I mean, it is a good split, but you can see this white ball was tracking for the right middle. A couple of kisses and saved by another.
Then again, you know, I think it was a fair result that it didn't kick in off because he got kicked towards it. So I think it was a fair turnout.
Yeah, this is another tricky little finish for Scott here. Is he trying to dig into
There's an awkward little gap to get into here. I'm sure he has to catch that yellow. Yeah, see, I just wanted to
ball's in play.
tip into that full in the face. Has he got the double?
I don't know, because of the angle he had. Maybe could you have played with, rather than going for the red straight away, maybe playing with a bit of run inside, waited till later and come back for it, or would that have?
I understand why, because he wants to get his problem ball over and done with straight away. So I don't blame him for that. Yeah, I think the double is okay here. If not, he can just play the long red and get back around to it, really.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that red is open enough that it doesn't feel like you do need to fully attack it straight away, even though it'd be nice to get rid of it. But
He's
he
still
needs,
okay here. He's 1 or 2 balls that he can still make his way over towards that area.
just needs to get himself into nice position here, doesn't he? He's just at the moment chasing the finish a little bit. Oh, he's missed it.
It's a bad miss. I wasn't expecting that.
Focused a little bit too much on the cue ball
it's
there.
Not the
didn't he?
worst result in the world though, because Ryan has a bit of work to do. This is a hard little area Ryan's in, probably mentally, because he's not got a shot for the first 2, and then he's come back to the table through a miss from Scott, but he's not really left a great opportunity. So, you know, more than likely Scott's mistake isn't going to be punished.
I think Ryan's looking skill shot here. Yeah, would have been handy if that yellow passed into the left middle. It would have kind of put more emphasis on just playing the skill shot. Actually playing this, he's going to need to do some movement with the white ball as well.
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very good.
Very shot. So now all of a sudden, Ryan's well on for the finish here. Just drop this one length of the table. Long stun and the yellow into the right middle then to get perfect on the black. So this is a big visit from Ryan, considering that he didn't get a shot in the first 2 of this, you know, cold into the second session. Hadn't hit a ball for a while. So yeah, good response. Get up off the shot there, well.
Just was a bit indecisive on how to play it. It's a little fiddly one into the middle pocket.
He could leave himself hampered here, or he could try to be too cute and then miss it into the middle. If he tries. Yeah, good. Sometimes them, you know, you can overhit them and then they pop out because you don't want to leave himself hampered. Yeah.
Under pressure, that is a great finish from Ryan Pisani.
Yeah, it can kind of be a lot to do with momentum is the biggest thing in, you know, sport. Ooh. Just kicked straight and off.
1.5 for ball. Timer.
Yeah, and that's not what Ryan Pisani would have wanted to see as he was gaining that momentum. However, the leave is horrible because they're all in one corner.
But even though they are, there's still a good chance with yellows here because they're not quite as congested as they look. That bottom yellow that's over, that still kind of slices back a bit if he got on it right, and then, you know, he just has all this work in the kind of the middle of the table.
I think it's all about this yellow, isn't it? That's closest to the left-hand side cushion.
It's worth an effort here, definitely.
Oh, bounce out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see that again. He's just trying to force it, wasn't he? Yeah, and you see it spin around the back of the pocket there and come back out again.
That's what I was saying about my idea with the netted pockets. Maybe try sort something with the manufacturers. I think it should be brought in anyway. See what they can do.
See what Ryan Pisani can do from here. Is he going to play a loss of turn? No, he's just going to play safe. I'm a little bit surprised at the way that Ryan's played that, because Scott could just promote the yellow that's closest to the cushion here and just sit the white.
Yeah, Scott's kind of been left the same sort of scenario he missed on.
There you go. And that shot from Ryan before hasn't really gained him anything.
No. Yeah, the loss of turn here is a bit too risky. I think he's not going to leave it safe.
Now the issue that you've got, if you're in Ryan's situation, is that you've actually only got one of Scott's balls safe, but the one that is safe is in a position where you need to move it. So good effort, but once again, I mean, nothing really doing for Ryan here. I wonder if he'd be tempted, maybe to play it. Yeah, I was thinking just play a double and just sit it towards that corner and cause more of a cluster down there. And actually, the way that that's landed for Ryan as well, he's set a plant. So now it's more in a position that Scott might have to move it. And he's... I think Scott's been maybe a little bit unlucky there. I think Ryan could still...
Well, he can actually flick off his own red here and just hit the straight plant, and then all of a sudden there's a chance of him in the frame.
That's a great putt.
Yeah. You know, he doesn't look too happy with that, but this plant goes, and them three reds are awkward. They're all, none of them really go nice into any pockets, but if he can get himself up into that area.
Well, the top one definitely goes into the top right, so there is some room there.
I don't know what he was playing there at all. Do you?
I don't know if he was just trying to cause a bit of a mess, whether it was a bit of frustration. I don't...
Was the time running on him or something? No?
No, there was no beeps.
I don't know. To be honest, it seemed a bit reckless.
Yeah, I think that was more patience than anything. That's a bad miss from Scott.
Oh, it's contagious.
Yeah, this frame actually now carries huge importance, especially with both players having a couple of chances. It's got to be said.
That tree ball plant has to be played now.
Yeah, it definitely goes, doesn't it?
He can even stun that red straight in the face. He still left the long red.
Yeah, straight in the heart. But it didn't really if he's on it, he's a little
just
bit
draw this
fortunate because he
back,
kind of just
yeah.
hit it, but
No, finish is on here. Just draw this back, long one, and yeah. Slightly the wrong side of that. You want it to be straight or just the other side now, because if he tops through, he's going to get close to the red, and he's not going to be on the right angle for the last one on the top cushion.
yeah, I don't.
He could kind of manipulate it a bit with right hand side maybe, unless he's just going to try thump it over.
Oh, he's tried to kill it.
See, he's kind of he's coming into the black a little here. This is very awkward.
There's not really a way I can see him avoiding it unless he really digs in and screws off the cushion.
I think he's going to try play like the loss of turn shot to try leave himself on it. But that works. Yeah,
Wow.
he's found the gap there.
It's a lovely shot from Ryan.
Very touchy when that was what he got.
And as it is, that really reckless shot, just slamming open the reds, is somehow going to pay dividends.
Yeah, he's back in the game.
And in this session, nothing can be split between them either. It's 2 apiece.
I'd like to see it come to a finish. Oh, we're only 16 minutes gone. I thought it was a bit longer than that.
34 minutes. I mean, in theory, it could go to 12 each, so that would be a 5-3 swing to Pisani. So, maybe.
Yeah, well, if I think if it goes to if it did go to 12 all, I think then there'd be maybe a minute or two left on the clock anyway, because the no golden breaks or ducks in play. That'll slow it down a little as well.
Yeah, Scott going dry there has not helped either. Do you know what? Similar pattern actually to the first session. The first kind of break or two that Scott made were really, really good, and then it kind of just faded on him a little bit.
He's not got to move a single ball here. The black's fine because the last red to the one over the pocket to the right top can be his ball to get onto it for the left bottom. That's straight away what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's just about circumnavigating these 2 reds at the top just because they're close together. Once you've done that, the frame is at your mercy.
Yeah, personally I would have been moving them bottom 2 straight away and then getting up to the top end, because I would have been taking the 8 ball then down to the bottom. But he could be looking at the 8 ball going to the right top, whereas the red's over the pocket. And I just felt there was kind of more security kind of getting on the 8 ball that way. Kind of has to land nice on one of them too, whereas with that it's in the pocket, you know, you can kind of land any angle on it and you can still get down for it. He's okay, you can just top this off, top cushion onto the side. Yeah, played that nice considering the swing off it and skidding with the new claw and stuff. Judged it well, because he could have easily underhit that.
A little bit too far.
Yeah, he might have to dig into this maybe and bring it back out. Off the side cushion, back out to where it is now roughly, because if he's dropping it, he's coming away from it. He's coming away from his work. So yeah, I think he's going to dig and bring it back offside.
He's way short here.
I don't like the way he was playing with that bottom cushion, because the natural angle was always to kind of come up the table, rather than if you were just screwing out onto the side cushion and out, you were in a massive area where you were on the 8 ball regardless.
Do you know the other thing that sounds quite minimal, but I think it was also a factor? He put the butt on the end of his cue as well, and that just changes the weight slightly. And when you're obviously playing on such a quick table, the most finite difference can make a huge change in how that cue ball reacts. That's a great recovery pot, though.
Yeah, great recovery.
Obviously, for Ryan, was a huge kind of push in his pro career. Can he perform again?
Yeah, well, especially when the races are longer, you know, kind of it puts a bit more of a stamp on. Can you hold yourself amongst the top players rather than a quick race? You know, people be like not as convinced, whereas that's a lot more convincing.
Yeah, it's a very good break again from Ryan Pisani.
Yeah, they're spreading nice now. The pace has picked up a bit from the session earlier. I think we were only about 1-0 at this time.
Yeah, it was about 10 minutes, wasn't it, the first frame, and then the next couple really dragged out. In this position here, the only problem I can see for Ryan at all is this red just on the left-hand side that's just sat on the cushion a little bit. Just needs to be landed on. But other than that, I mean, this is a golden opportunity to take 4 in a row from a position where obviously 9-5 down and he hadn't had a shot in the session. So
yeah, he's got a bit of work to do to get over onto this left-hand red. He might want to bring it down the table from maybe the one down the bottom, that he can play it onto the side cushion then to get back up the table.
I think he tried to land on it there, didn't he? I think there was a hint of side on that he tried to swing past the yellow, but obviously just hit straight into it. He doesn't want to leave this too late, because if he does, he's either going to have a horrible 8-ball or he's going to really struggle to land on one of the latter reds.
See, that was the link-up ball that he's after potting. For the one up the left there, that you would see the way he's on the one up the top now. The one that he got before, I thought was the link-up ball to get back down then.
See, this is now a horrible shot unless he's got the option to potentially play the gap. If he's got the gap of the 2 yellows here, he might just be able to slice one in. And
I think he's just got to cue it now. Just bring it back. Just back yourself. No point trying to do anything too pretty.
He's very straight on this. And this is one of these that you can easily just rattle. So, big shot in the frame. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, nice shot.
Brilliant from Ryan Pisani. And it's got to be said, if he gets out here, it's a huge test of it. It's been a huge test of his character. Yeah, very, very good.
Well played now. So straight back to level game.
Just slightly off the jaw. He acknowledged that as well.
I thought he missed it for a second.
But he didn't, and we are back at 9 apiece. But if he can't get that back, he's really going to struggle to kill off this game.
He did that well.
Yeah. Yeah, this is now a big frame for Scott Pope. Can he just manipulate that yellow in that's next to the red? Don't know.
I'm not convinced it goes unless he gets right on it.
Extension called.
See where he's going here. He's gone reds. That red on the top cushion does flick past the 8, but he can play it in a way that would just open up the pocket enough for the other red to go.
Yeah.
So then it's just a question of how you deal with the red towards the bottom left. I think once again that can be landed on if he wants to, but obviously positional wise he'll probably want to move it.
He's going straight down, I know. I think he's a little short on both reds at the top that he'd want to be.
I wonder if he would attack it now, if he can really get into the cue ball and almost aim to hit the yellow rather than the red, he might hold it in a way that he gets the cannon and still leaves the red over the top right. He's seen it a different way.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Scott.
That's a couple he's thrown in there now. The last couple of frames. That's probably from the pressure Ryan's applying a bit on him.
Yeah, that's not one we would have seen Scott miss a couple of frames ago. But right now, with another opportunity to potentially take a lead.
Extension called.
Oh, that's gone wrong. That's a poor one from Ryan. Way over hit the cannon on the yellow, and he's essentially deaded that ball. He has got an angle to potentially go back into it again, but you know, it's a risky one.
Yeah, because he's going into it. He's not kind of landing behind it where he can get it into the other pocket.
Try to.
Ooh, yeah, it would have been in my mouth doing that because the 8 ball possibly going close.
The thing is, I think he's deaded the 8 ball now as well with that cannon.
He might have a big pocket now on the double.
Oh, he's played the lost of turn.
Not bad. It's just Scott can kind of give it back now, and if he doesn't get it, he can just have it over the pocket.
Right. You almost say you can give it back, but where that is, don't know if Scott can kind of hit the other side of it without putting that white ball close to the corner.
See, if he tries to touch him up, I'm not sure. I think that long yellow might go down to the left bottom.
Yeah. Right, he played the double.
Yeah.
That's a great shot. He's seeing where if this red goes. If it passes, he doesn't have to play the cannon. But
I think it does.
would you? Yeah.
I'd probably be topping it through now to try get it into the middle. See, if he had played that a bit harder and it ran down more towards the bottom cushion, that red went to the middle and then he just had to drop it in. You know, he has to. If he lands high and it goes clean, then fair enough. But I don't know if it goes clean.
I mean, if it does.
Well, he's landed as best as he could probably on that, so he can probably manipulate it with now a bit of right hand side.
Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, I think he's fine, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wants to make sure of this 8 ball. For 10-9. Big frame. Ryan Pisani had his chance to go ahead again, hasn't taken advantage.
Hand on the table break. Interesting.
Yeah, worked for him last time. Can he make a ball?
He caught them nice, but
It's going dry.
no good. And the yellows here are very nice.
And the split's good. Is all of that work to get back level being undone for Ryan Pisani?
And he can get down straight onto the one on the left bottom. That's the most awkward one, if you want to call it.
Oh, that's a bad opener from Scott, though. I think
He's just made life awkward now.
I think he's completely killed that yellow as well. I don't think it goes into any of the pockets.
It goes to the bot. It goes to the corner in the middle that he's on the side of, but he can't take it right now.
Oh, and he's missed a yellow. Oh, Yeah, you see frustration there.
Tip of the cue as well. Yeah, you can see who's in the driving seat now.
I think he knew that was a big opportunity, because it was.
Well, yeah, momentum's with Ryan here. Just going by that.
Okay, you've taken the frame to go 10-9 in front, but then you've got to double down. It's not... In a format like this, where you're both at the tail end and you're both close,
Extension called.
every opportunity you've got to take. Okay, Ryan's probably not in a position to clear up here, but Scott would not have wanted to let him get to the table.
No, he shouldn't have been letting him get to the table, to be quite honest, with the layout that he had.
Oh,
But
white ball.
there's no such thing as gimmies. There can actually be more pressure on the easier to finish at big moments in games, because you're like, I can't miss these. It's just a lose-lose.
Poor first positional from Ryan though. He's slowly digging a bit of a hole here, unless he's going to take the long red now along the cushion, which would be a big shot in the frame. Yeah, he's got 2 reds now on cushions. The 8 ball covered by the yellow to the bottom right. The red to the top left has a bit of coverage on it, so needs to be landed on properly. So work. Look, and he doesn't want to run out of time either. First time we've seen really either player rush by the time clock a little bit.
Could be absolutely perfect on that red now. Just try hold, see it'll push through now.
I could just see it.
Oh, he's in bottom now.
This is now.
Scott's gotten a lifeline, I think.
I mean, where do you go from here? Do you
Yeah.
maybe? It sounds audacious, but do you actually fancy taking the cut on the red along the bottom cushion now, trying to cover a pocket, and potentially you could go to top and bottom cushion and maybe do something on the cannon on the right hand side? It sounds audacious, but
What's he playing? Not
he was-
too sure what that was.
I think he was trying to sit the white on the yellow to force Scott to take the one over the pocket first.
I think he's just rushed the shot through panic and having a few seconds left on the clock. To be honest, I think he's just gotten down and just hit it. Yeah, can do that, yeah.
Still not the easiest
He can go
finish.
straight into the problem ball now, because he's left the yellow to the right bottom. If he catches it full, so he's got a shot. I would be going into this one now.
Great shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I would have just stunned over the table, but he's gotten the result. See, because the white was always holding, you know what I mean, for the right bottom yellow. With that, it was whipping around with topping it on. Ooh, does he want that to drop? See now, because the black's in the the 8-ball's in the way. Yeah, he can't just get on this straight forward. Really, he's going to be leaving himself an angle.
I think you just got to leave yourself as straight as possible and just really kill the white ball when you play it. He's trying to get close.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it?
The bottom yellow actually went also, so he was always okay there.
Yeah, and this has been a big visit from Scott Pope. A little bit fortunate, but you could see that the focus level just went up a little bit in this frame from Scott. That first opportunity he knew he should have taken out first time, didn't do it, and he knew he's got away with one. Big break now for Scott Pope again. He's in a position now where he's got his fate in his own hands.
Ooh, that went close. And that went close again.
But he has made
That
that
cue
call.
ball's gone close. The boat pockets. So he can count himself fortunate there to watch the replay.
And I think actually he's not too bad on these reds because he's got a gap for the red in the middle.
Yeah, the reds look tasty here because they've all got a pocket.
They all kind of unlock each other, don't they, Cormac?
Yeah, because once he gets to the top one, then the one in the middle. Ooh.
Wow, why?
Why has he played that off?
Why did you need to do that?
He's not needed to do that at all.
Yeah, just tried to do a little bit too much.
And now he's actually left Ryan with an even nicer layout on reds.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah. I thought he was right in his original.
Red balls in play.
Because when he drops this into the middle, I would have been like to have left the one to the left bottom as my second last, just to be natural.
Oh,
wow.
Ryan.
Oh, has he got away
Has he
with
got
it?
the fluke?
Oh, no, it didn't take. What's going on here?
You can just see that the pressure's just ramped up a little bit on both players.
Yeah, see, he was. I think he was trying to be too cute because he landed a touch high on it. That's why I thought he should have played the long red that he was originally getting down on. First.
Scott's played a good one there, stretching. But with that red over the pocket now, this clearance is a lot harder than it was. That yellow's also dead on the right hand side. I don't know.
Squeeze by.
I think it's extra tight.
I'm not too sure. You'd have to get right behind it, along the cushion view.
I wonder if Scott will maybe look to play a skill shot on that red that's right over the pocket. Because it's that far in the pocket, I think he might be able to get behind it and get one of the yellows to follow in.
The 8 ball's not in a nice place either for the skill shot.
Oh, he tried to get across for the problem yellow.
Ugh.
And now this is the opportunity for Ryan Pisani.
Yeah, there's been a lot of balls missed in these last few frames.
Scott's just overcomplicated this frame a little bit for me.
I reckon just drop this here and just take the plant.
Yeah. You can see that both players have slowed down a little bit as well. That it's definitely on their mind that they're getting towards the tail end of this match.
You can also feel when you're missing balls, you just want your kind of chair to swallow you up a bit because it's like I don't even want to get back to the table here to attempt it again.
That's not a great one from Ryan. Yeah, you can see it. Little grimace as he walks around. He's still fine, but he just needs to thread a couple of needles here with a couple of his shots.
Whatever you do, don't follow it through.
Oh, you need to pot it first. What is happening in this frame?
I think just psyching each other out. One miss has led to the other to miss, for them to miss a few.
I mean, we are actually starting to get into the territory a little bit where Scott may end up winning on match clock.
Nearly missed that one as well.
Yeah, this is...
Putting it down to a kicker, I think it did take a bad contact, to be honest.
Do you know what? Do you know Scott, I think, is the player that I've seen have the cue ball clean the most out of any player I've ever seen.
It's not something I actually really think of when I'm on the arena table. Unless it's something very obvious that you have to get, but them seconds count down very quickly, especially when you're not used to it.
I didn't want to get that cannon. It's just sat him on the cushion, isn't it? So he's now possibly got a cannon into this yellow on the side cushion, which is another tariff added on. didn't hit that with any conviction, really. Felt like he could have gone into that with a bit more pace.
And he can't really get into this too much with too much pace because it'll bop out of the middle.
The only thing I can think is just kind of screw back, take it to the top corner, and then potentially leave yourself the opportunity to cover the red with the 8 ball at the end.
If he's taking it to the middle, he has to hit it absolutely flush.
Well, I just think top corner might just be easier, to be honest with you. From
Yeah, it just feels like the white's dying when he's not going anywhere.
he's got the pot.
He's brushed the job up. It's dropped.
Has he got the cut, or is he taking a double? I mean, it doesn't really matter either way. I think just pot the yellow, and if you can get something on the 8 just to cover the pockets, then...
Well, I think if he can kind of deep screw it up the rail, he can get enough zip into it because of the reaction and get the cue ball back and around where he is for the potential straightening up double.
Is it a good double?
I can't see this skill shot being made, to be honest.
Is it?
It's because it's coming off the red away.
I think it's more of a loss of turn
I
here.
think he's playing the cross double.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
I thought he was trying to play loss of turn.
See, yeah, I don't like that because it was always going to be tucked behind.
Do you know what? I genuinely believe that Scott's done there. I think he's gone for the time clock.
Do you think so?
For the shot that he's played, I think he believes he can kill a fair amount of time here. That even if Ryan wins this frame, goes 10-9 with 7 or 8 minutes left, that Scott feels like he's only got to win one frame to guarantee maybe a 6 red, or do you know what I mean? It's just one of those that it puts the time pressure on Ryan a little bit more. You know, even if Scott doesn't make contact here, he can still kill another 30 seconds on his shot, kills another 30 seconds on Ryan's time. You know, and if he makes contact, then it's another minute killed.
Does the shot clock time go down now that we're entered the 10 minutes?
It will reach 15 seconds at one point. I can't remember exactly when that point is, but...
You can actually snick this and land okay.
Oh. Well, actually, that's worked in his favour because he's just not the red to the cushion, so Ryan can't pot this anymore.
Well, he can just touch the black out here.
Oh, yeah, of course. Just getting ahead of myself there for a second.
He just wants to pinch it. Or that one there.
Yeah, don't want to get caught out by the clock either. This is actually a little bit more fiddly than it looks, I think. I don't know how easily he can kill this. No, he's fine. Yeah, Ryan Pisani is going to get back within 1.
The 6 red's definitely on now.
Yeah. 8 minutes 40 left on the clock.
On the chase, you know.
That's a good break from Ryan. How's the split?
Pretty alright.
Pretty good.
Yeah, yellows here for me.
Yeah.
Drops a little into the middle, just touch into the red in the middle of the table. And just work his way down. Last yellow on the left bottom for the black into the middle if it doesn't go past that red.
Yellow ball's in play.
It's the only thing for Ryan. He just doesn't want to rush getting caught out by the time clock. He has come close a couple of times. There we are into that 15-second stage. Obviously 10 minutes remaining. There we go, yeah. Don't think that's quite as he intended.
I thought,
He wasn't down on the shot on 5 seconds, was he? And you could see he kind of jumped round.
I don't know if that 8 ball goes to the bottom or not. It must do.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Unless
know.
it's just
Yeah, has he just
punching
settled
it
here?
back for the middle. Yeah, I think he's coming back for the middle.
Very good. Yeah, very good finish from Ryan Pisani, this. And they still can't be separated. 11 apiece, 6 minutes 30 left on the clock. Hits a ball, makes a ball.
Yeah, I think if these frames go 1-all from here, it's a 6 red. Because we're guaranteed 1 frame anyway out of these.
Yeah.
Extension called.
It's not a bad split, it's not a great split. He would have liked a nice opener on yellows, he hasn't got it. So he's going to have to cut this into the bottom left. Very good.
That yellow does plant to the top off the side cushion.
Going to go up for it now.
Should be touching off the red to hold it, or just straight off side cushion, because it's going to come away from it then.
I wonder if he'll stun it a little bit, almost kind of play it straight, stun it, and then try and swing it round so that it...
Ooh.
Oh, he hit it with more pace than I thought he was going to, and it's landed absolutely perfect.
It's got a hell of a result there.
Yeah, that's unbelievable really for Scott.
He'll take it.
We'll take it, but he's still got work to do here. That yellow on the left-hand side cushion still needs to be solved. Yeah, you just see the way that Scott approached that. There was no panic in that.
Yeah.
Whereas with Ryan, there definitely has been when those beepers have been going.
Yeah, he's probably just a little more used to it than Ryan's.
Just needs to make sure here for Scott. Whatever you do, just don't do too much with this white ball. Just make sure of the pot and come back a couple of inches. You know you've got that 8 ball waiting.
For this.
Yeah, very good. Just don't do anything silly, Scott, and you are 12-11 ahead.
He's no troubles with the cue ball going anywhere here anyway, because no way.
Perfect.
Actually, if it goes 12-all and there's like 30 seconds left on the clock, then that means it's played to a finish, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah, I think if the timer runs out now and Ryan clears up to go 12-all, then it's a 6 red.
Well, actually, no. I think that was just. Is it just the case for the first session? I'm not 100% sure. I will get clarification on that, but
I don't know.
Yellow ball's in play.
yeah, just to get that clarification for you, say that the timer does run out on them at 12-all, it will go to a 6 red shootout. There isn't any situation where they just play out the frame. So yeah, huge visit this now for Ryan Pisani. But he's got the yellows exactly where he wants them, Cormac here.
If these go in the next 45 seconds, minute, 2 minutes left on the clock, it could be played out if there's a dish. Or if there's a quick miss, or someone wants to go get their joggers on.
Oh, where's he going
What's he
here?
done?
Oh, Ryan, no.
Oh no,
He's nowhere.
And Scott will happily let that time go now if this is a tip.
That's at least, well, I mean, Ryan's got to think of something and think of something quick here, because even if he, there you go, it's just,
Was it a foul?
it's a foul, yeah. Oh, that's disaster. He's put the 2 yellows safe and he's split all the reds open. Well, I think they're just double checking it, but I think it was a foul. I think he was practically touching ball on that and he's gone straight into it.
From where he's left, it looked like it was always going to be a foul, but check anyway.
Yeah, we're just going to have a check on our screens. Yeah, he's practically touching ball. Yeah, that is It's a push shot, unfortunately, for Ryan Pisani. Oh, this would be a horrible way to end it because Ryan's not happy. Yeah, Ryan's really not happy with that, but you can see on the screen he's that close to it that he's playing into the ball, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's just annoyed at the fact that it is.
Oh, well, then again, we're not done here yet. Scott missing the cannon on the able. Don't think he can believe he's just missed that, but that does just give something for Ryan to hold on to here. Scott's got to keep his composure here. He's got golden opportunity to kill this match off.
He can take his time with the shots now. To finish.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh. Time running.
Ryan Pisani has just leapt out of his chair. Oh, Scott, what have you done?
Whose break is it for the decider?
It's Scott Pope to break in the decider.
If it goes for the side of the black, it's not a gimme.
What have we just seen there? Scott really didn't need to play that cannon. You could just kill out the time, couldn't you?
And you know what, as well, that's what I was saying, to take his time on the shots. I'd favour Ryan in the decider now.
Brian's still got to play a shot here.
Just on the fact that he's made that blunder, and it'll be in his head now. Unless he can put that behind him.
Ryan Pisani for a decider that never should have happened. That is ridiculous, that frame.
Yeah.
I can't explain what's just happened. Scott did not need to play that cannon on the 8-ball whatsoever.
No. Ryan will be praying for an off or a dry here. He'll leap out of the chair.
He put everything into that.
Oh, it's dry.
And he's dry. Ryan Pisani, you've got 1 minute 20 to
and they're on here.
Pull off one of the most unbelievable finishes.
Yeah, just tip off it. Yeah. Knock the other one up to the top now.
Oh, he's out of position.
Oh, get a move on here.
He's
doesn't have much
hampered.
time.
He needs to speed up here.
I don't think Scott's gonna take him out if he gets to the top. That's a good shot.
Great shot. 45 seconds.
No, take the other one. Oh, no, what's he doing?
Oh, Ryan, you need to make your mind up. He can make this, but he needs to get down. He needs to stop running around the table, looking around the table.
He's okay.
He needs to just get down and pot these. No more thinking, no more looking around the table.
The time's going to go close here.
Yeah,
I don't think he has the time.
I think he's going to run out of time.
Oh,
he's missed.
Oh, it's a 6 red.
Oh my goodness.
It's a 6 red. You're a million.
There's been nothing to separate the two the whole match. We said it would be fitting of a decider.
Imagine that black one didn't.
Yeah.
Walloping it around. That would have been a horrible way to lose it.
I mean, this has been some match.
How does he hit them? Pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's a great split. Yeah, he's in for a very good time here now.
Oh, he's just overrun that. He's not bad.
He's okay.
Did he go in the middle? Yeah.
22, 23. How could he? Oh, it's run a bit. Oh, it's travelling. Oh, it's travelling.
He's okay. To slow down.
He's okay.
Make sure the pot.
On the button. Yeah, pretty
20,
much. Yeah.
20, 25 and a half. That's a rough.
Pretty bang on estimate.
It's in the middle, isn't it? It's not bad. It's not great. Ryan Pisani, you know your target. Here we go. The split's not as good.
No, but he's okay.
He needs to speed up a little bit.
He's alright here. This could go very close.
Oh.
This could go very close. Oh, he has to. Can't miss.
I think he's good here.
Oh, it's gonna go close. Oh,
I think he's got it.
He's just got it.
I think he's got it.
Wow, that couldn't have went any closer in terms of the game, could it?
Well, I mean, it had everything, didn't it? It had the great dishes, it had the mistakes, it had the big money moments. And Ryan Pisani, by the skin of his teeth, is going to get through to the last 64. This has been a great match. It's been myself and Cormac Kerr. We will be back with you in just a minute.